All right, Raiders, we have some new faction wars. We are going over just the boss battles for these new faction wars, the ones I did yesterday with the Sacred Order and Demon Spawn. Here we are, Demon Spawn Crypt, Sacred Order Crypt. Now these bosses are different than the other two days that I've done bosses. So that makes 6 different bosses in total so far. I don't know if they're specific to each faction or not. So I don't know, like right now we're doing floor 7, right? This is floor 6 really quick. We're doing floor 7 is where the bosses are. So that means at 14 there will be another boss. So will that boss be the same exact boss as this? Or will it be a different version? Or will it just be a stronger version of this? We'll find out soon enough for sure to know. That way we can do a whole chart on which bosses for which faction, if they are the same, or if they're random. At least we can do a whole video on all the bosses and all the bosses mechanic. That way I'll have them all saved and we'll know what's going on. I'm trying to do a blocks cooldown, skill cooldown on the boss to see if that will work. I was thinking about it today when I was doing my champions. I was like, hey, this isn't like a regular boss. Maybe it will take this and force it to only do its skill 1, and then, you know, these bosses won't be that bad. Because these bosses are pretty tough. I mean, we're just fighting them at 7, which is only dropping 2-star, maybe 3-star runes, glyphs, sorry, if we're lucky. But, I mean, these bosses at 14 and at 21 are gonna be crazy hard. Like, very hard. So I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes with these bosses. Nobody's there yet, so all we can do is just guess. But already it's very hard. The waves aren't hard at all. The waves are very easy. They don't seem like a problem. I'm really excited to do a new week or a new day. Maybe tomorrow we'll get one we've already done. So this one attacks twice with a very cool animation. Has a chance to provoke for 2 turns. 2 turns is a long time. That's a lot. And then attacks all enemy with True Fear. If you read True Fear at the very bottom there, you just want to do your skill 1 when you have True Fear. You have a 50% chance to fail and put that skill on cooldown. You don't want to do that, so just do your skill 1, and that's much safer. Also, if you hit this boss, there's a 20% chance to get frozen, which at the end, I'm going to get frozen a lot. So like I said, if this boss was much stronger, if it was 14, if it was 21, any of these bosses, they're going to be pretty scary, really scary. So I'm going slow here because I want to see what the side champions do. I always want to find out, you know, what their abilities are, because they don't have them stated here after I look at the champions' abilities. Because later on, it's not going to be easy spank battle. Here we go. We're going to try out this ability, see if it works. See if we can make it so he won't do this True Fear and only do his skill 1 right here. Oh, debuff block, sad Batman. It won't work. It won't work. It would say resist if it was resisted. So the next thing I'm going to try to do is go in here with high resistance. 200 resistance first and then 300 resistance. So we'll come in here. Since we can't block the boss, we can't provoke the boss, and we can't stop them from doing their skills. The only thing that really works on the bosses is turn meter reduction so far. Evil Eye and the support tree will help out a lot with that. If we're lucky enough to do a faction that has good turn meter reduction, of course, the animations are beautiful on all these faction wars. So what the only other option we have is to come in here with high resistance, which makes sense because we don't really have, you know, clan boss. We go in there with high accuracy. Other things in the game, we go in with high accuracy. We go in with high accuracy on 20 stages because we can't land debuffs because their resistance is really high. So maybe this is the opposite. Well, it's not the opposite, but maybe this one is different where we need the high resistance, which is good because we always need options in a game. We always need different content that requires, you know, different things to do. So this one might require us to have high resistance, I'm sorry, which is good because then we can get a lot of that from banners. We can get a lot of that from the Great Hall. So I'm going to start using it and seeing what happens. If we can resist the majority of all the things that these bosses do, I think we'll be okay. So these 2 side guys, if you've been watching, heal this boss for quite a bit and then put on a buff. They put on speed buff and a increased defense buff. And if you ever want to know, just click info here and you'll be able to read the buffs and debuffs on all these champions. So now that we know what they're doing, I just go ahead and just start killing the boss since we can't stop the boss from doing its moves and whatever else. So now we know. But look at that. Those 2 dragons or snakes or demons, whatever they are sweet. So there are a lot of factions out there. Getting 5 people for each faction is huge for anybody. So don't worry about whatever progress you are in faction wars. It's fine. I want to get kind of toward end game of faction wars because I don't want to have to do it that many times per day. But the thing is, if you get to a stopping point, remember, if you fail, you don't lose your keys. So if you get to a stopping point to where you cannot beat it, just go to the one lower than that and just keep autoing that all day long. Well, of course, till you're out of keys, and get whatever glyphs you can get and equip those on your champions. So that's just all we're going to have to do. But that's fine. More content. This is more content, and it's cool content, and it's really making us use a lot of champions, which I know it, just don't worry about it. We're going to get space for champions, more space for champions. And they're going to have to bring it to us soon. We need more, not just vault space for champions, we need space overall for champions. So we knew what the side people did, so I'm just going to kill it, and we're just going to kill this boss because we know now that he does the True Fear, he does the Provoke here for 2 turns, and whenever you attack him, there's a 20% chance to be frozen, which is pretty annoying. Because if you see here with my counterattack, we're going to counterattack and still just get frozen a lot. So check this out. We have a level 60 Martyr, in-game Martyr for sure, in-game gear. We have Athor and a level 60 Aethel, and then these are both 50. But they don't have weak gear on them. I can tell you that. They don't have like bottom of the barrel gear. You know, I put at least decent gear on them, and it's still taking a while to take this boss down. So when you come in here, we need to take out those side champions right away. Make sure they don't heal and buff. And like I said, I can't wait to see what these are going to be like at 14 and at 21. I think these bosses are going to be pretty insane. I don't know. I think it's going to be challenging, like very challenging. I don't think they made it easy at all. I think they made it super, super challenging. So we'll see what's going on. So the next one is Demonspawn. Demonspawn, I got a lot of speed runes. They were only 1 stars, but I did get a lot of speed runes going through here. And I don't have a lot of Demonspawn, but I knew Nazana could carry. I've done videos with her carrying all rares in Dragons 20. She can carry you in anything. Ice Golems 20. It doesn't matter. Nazana is a beast because she's just so good at protecting her team, doing the shared damage, doing shields on herself, and doing AoE attack down. So I had her. I have my Fellhound that I'm leveling up for the rare Fellhound over here. Rare Void that can be put into Fire Knights 20 that everybody was telling me about to try out to level it up. So we can start getting a more rare Fire Knights 20 team going. I just need to 6-star him as soon as I can get materials to do that. It takes time. So True Fear again. Also poisons. First one does poison and then places an HP burn debuff for 1 turn on the attacker when hit, which I didn't see that happen a lot. Again, if we have really high resistance on all these and we're only getting hit with them 20% of the time because we have super high resistance, I don't think any of this would be a big deal at all. We just have to then make sure we can take the hit from them, right? And we wouldn't get all these fears. Look at them, so many fears. So I want to see what the champions do on the side. This one did actually Mystics. I was talking to you guys. It did a buff and probably a heal. And then the other champion did the no damage. So I want to take out this champion first because this champion does the block damage buff on so we can't do any damage to the main enemy. So we want to make sure we take her out really quick on the left, and then we'll work on the rest. So doesn't look like you saw my Neathweed do an AoE and hit them all pretty hard. Doesn't look like they have a lot of HP for these people. Or even high damage. We did the video yesterday where we went into that, and one of them had no side people, but did really high damage, but didn't have very much life at all, so it was easy to take down. And now this one is a little mix in between. But again, when we can see how they really play out later, when they're much harder to beat and we have longer fights, it's going to be a lot of fun. So you can see I have these demon girls, 2 other demon girls in here, and they're just 3 stars. So you see all that demon tail down there, and then my doggy, which is 5. Again, all my gear is at the end of this video, so we can go over that and see that. So if you're having problems and you're wanting to know what these bosses do, here they are. We'll go over all of them. I will go over all of them once we make sure we've hit every single one. When we have all the bosses together, we'll just do a short video on detailing what the bosses do. Not even a video like this where we have to sit here and look through the play of the bosses doing all their moves. We can just do frozen screens, and we can just show their moves come up, and we can just tell the best strategies to beat the boss and other champions to use for it. Because if we look at Demonspawn, we can look at all the Demonspawn, then we know what the boss is going to do if we know we're going to fight those. And we can look at, because we're using Demonspawn right now, we can look at Demonspawn, their whole entire roster, and get an idea of what the best champions to bring in there are, even if they're rare champions or epic champions, whatever we need to do to bring it in here. So again, Nazana, if you have her and you can skill her with books, she is completely amazing. And this is taking a while because I only have That was like a 3-star or a 4-star, no gear. Both of these two in the back have no gear. So the only people with gear are my Nithwi, which is killing it right there, and the rest of them. So it's taking a little bit of time. But not a problem. If all my guys were 60 or even 50 with gear, which all these are 50 with gear, the other ones, this wouldn't be a hard battle at all. It'd be very quick. So it looks like to me on that one, 14 wouldn't be that hard. Just for going off of that battle now. So we'll see. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've encountered a lot of bosses. Have you encountered 6 different bosses like I have over this time? It's going to play some music, some relaxing music, I guess, and you'll be able to look over my gear. But that's really all I've got. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Like and subscribe to help me grow, and I will see you all on the next video.